Welcome back. So I was in this thought process of how I'm going to say millennials, but I'm pretty sure every generation has their own slightly same aspect of what I'm going to say towards their generation. But I felt like millennials were placed in this weird setup to cause stagnation. So it's like we have a mindset of wanting to stay in stability and live in a way that mentally makes sense of being placed in stability, but also having the mindset of knowing if you take risk on yourself, the opportunities that can basically that there's an open path of opportunities that could also take place. And because of knowing both sides of this, it places us in this unhealthy stagnation because mentally we want to be stable and we know what steps it takes to remain in stability. But like spiritually, we want to pursue things that naturally, which basically comes natural to us. And it's like, because of like the timing that we're in, it's like when someone's younger and they're pursuing their dreams, it's like they're young, they have time to quote unquote mess up and still have time to get their life together. But it's like at the age that we're at, it's like we should be building towards stability and to take risks on, I'm going to just say dreams. As a millennial is like basically it feels like you're severing the ties of stability, or you're separating yourself from the path of already that you have more than likely taken the steps towards stability. So it either leaves you in this place of settling for somewhere that you're not even probably meant to be, but it makes sense because it pays your bills. Or being frozen into not taking steps towards what you truly desire because I don't know if stigma is the right word, but the thought process of the majority of people feeling like you should be in a path towards stability. And usually when you're pursuing your dreams, stability comes a lot later into whatever you have created. Like it takes time to form something and build off of it to make it stable. And it's like the people that you see do these things later in life are more so viewed as an anomaly compared to something that's attainable for anyone, even though it is. So I found myself in, I don't really want to say situations, but like just reflections, thinking how I want to say, I kept saying like I wasn't prepared for this. Like I feel like there wasn't an outline preparation of what things should be, or because there are other people who have lives that were set up in a way that prepared them towards careers. It's like, for me, it's like, when I think of it in that sense, it's like I feel like I wasn't prepared. Even though opportunities were in place, the preparation for it to fall into the plan for my life didn't align. But every time I sit and think about where I'm at, all the situations that I've been through has prepared me for what's taking place in my life. So it's like the unpreparedness was the preparation for what God needed for me. But the unpreparedness for what the world is set up based off of makes me feel like I wasn't prepared for, I want to say reality, but there's multiple different types of reality. So for the standard reality of what people are supposed to work towards, if that makes sense. But every time I want to drift off too far in the different possibilities of either what didn't work out or what could be better, I keep having to bring myself back to the present moment. I was listening to a preacher one time, and he said something like, stop like right now and look to your left and look to your right and see who's around you. And not even in a sense of like a person or people being around you. It's more so of looking at where you're at right now. Like, that is your reality. That's where you're at. Granted, we have these phones and we're looking at different representations of others' reality. His point was to just stop and look at or live in the moment that you're in at that very moment. And that oftentimes helps me get back into my reality. And for myself, when I look around, I have to say, like, I see stability. Like, everybody's definition of stability is different. So when I see the older couple that are living in the apartments next to me, it's like, for someone could be questioning why they don't have a house, or why would they want to stay in an apartment instead of getting a house. But to them, an apartment makes sense for their lifestyle. Or for me, when I look at the different standards of what people would consider like cleanliness for their environments, and not saying I'm comparing, but there are people that compare these things. But when I look around and I'm looking at my environment, like it's suitable to me. And if it's not, I'll get up and change that for what is considered suitable for me. Or even to the point of, I ordered pizza the other day and I had bacon on it. And as I was eating the pizza, I was thinking to myself, like, how a Muslim wouldn't put in bacon on their pizza. And as I was eating it, I was like, this pizza not even good. But the simple fact is, like, in my reality, I had the option of choosing to want to try my pizza with bacon on it. And it's because it was my pizza. And I say that to basically say, like, for my reality, it made sense for me. Like, even though there is this thought process of endless opportunities that are happening at this time, I don't even know how to explain it, but a lot of things are just different right now. And I still have to place myself back into these reality checks of what is still my reality. Because it's easy to get lost in all of the, I want to say nonsense, but projections of other realities that you can forget to stay in what your actual reality is, to help you prepare towards your future reality. So when I get lost in a thought of, what if this Muslim's man last meal is this pizza with bacon on it that's not even good, I bring myself back to the thought process of, this pizza with bacon on it that's not even good can possibly make my face break out, because bacon tends to make my face break out. It helps me prepare better in a space where I feel like I wasn't prepared for the things that I needed to be prepared for. But it still shows me that God has prepared me for what He has needed me to be prepared for, if that makes sense. So it makes me think about how Jesus was trying to prepare His disciples while He was with them, but also, like, to prepare them for His death and, like, what would take place after He dies. And it's like our present time is able to go back and read what the disciples were going through during their present time, for Jesus trying to prepare them for something that they would, like, live in their reality. But in the midst of that, it's still God's bigger plan to show us the reality that He had for us now through what He had Jesus and His disciples live through. So it's like, this isn't going to make sense for who it's not meant for it to make sense for. But it's that confirmation for whoever needs that, I'm going to say, reality check of the times that we're in now. Because we literally, in I'm going to have to say, like, a worldly sense, wasn't prepared. But because God is who God is, He prepared us for what He needed us to be for this very time. So you definitely can read a little further up if you want, but I'm going to say start at John 14, verse 15 through 31, and read all of John 15 and then all of John 16. Like, I'm pretty sure Jesus was irritated during his time for all of what he was seeing and going through as well. But it's just, it makes sense for how we feel. Like, but God literally prepared us in the way that he prepares us for what he needed in the timing of what he prepared us for. So look around. Your reality is your reality right now, but it's also a preparation for that future reality that you're being prepared now for. So it's like, change what you can if you can change anything, but also give God the things that you can't control, because you can't. Like, some things are just meant for his bigger design to fit the plan that he has for the bigger picture. So I'm going to have to say content in knowing that aspect of God. And all I'm going to say is, you're prepared for this way more than you know. But that's all that I got for now. Until next time.